Oh, hey, we're gonna talk about some cameras. Hey guys, my name is Rob Trent. I'm a DP based out of Orange County, and today we're gonna be talking a bit about why after over a year with the C70, I went ahead and picked up a Red Komodo. So a bit of backstory. I bought my C70 in August of 2021 after a lot of deliberation between the Komodo and the C70. The reason I ended up going with the C70 is because Canon ran a great financing promo on it, and another one of my friends had just bought another C70 so we could do 2 camera setups together. For those reasons, I thought it was a good choice, and I was totally right for where I was in my career. It was the perfect camera for me. So I've been using the C70 for over a year. I've shot everything from fitness to automotive to fashion to narrative. I've shot everything on it, and I seriously do love it. It's such a great camera, but I still bought a Komodo. So let's get into some reasons why. Number 1, the C70 and the Komodo are vastly different cameras, even though their lens mount is the same. Their body size is similar. Their codecs are similar enough. They both shoot RAW. They both have, actually the C70 has much better frame rate, so I'm not gonna say that, but they have similar capabilities, but working with them is 2 very different workflows. So the C70, you can pull it out of the box, put the battery in. It literally came charged on mine. You can put on the top handle that comes with it. You don't even really need it, but they give it to you. And you put in an SD card and you can immediately go film. There's no cage, there's nothing needed. You can plug in any audio. It has mini XLR ports. The C70 really is, in my opinion, the best running gun camera you can buy right now. And it truly is incredible. But the Komodo offers some other things. Just because the C70 might be the most run and gun camera makes it a little bit difficult in some other areas. Like the Komodo's form factor is much better for gimbals. It's not as long. It's much easier to balance on gimbals. I'm talking everything from the Ronin 2 to the Mobi Pro to even some of the smaller gimbals like the RS3 and the RS2. It's significantly easier to balance the Komodo on them because of its form factor. So the C70 is much more run and gun, has internal NDs, which is incredible, and that makes life really easy. Also, the autofocus is great. But the Komodo can sometimes give you more flexibility. Now, with the flexibility, it's really expensive to have the flexibility, and you have to be prepared for it, but it does come with flexibility. So for me, I went ahead and when I bought my cage system, I went with a cage from a company called Ignite Digi, and they have a ton of stuff for gimbal operators like myself. So this cage is really built for it. This top handle right here is the Mobi Pro top plate. And I don't have the bottom one yet because it's expensive. And I'm still in the process of building it out. But hopefully that's a similar space. But it really is, like, it comes with flexibility, and it's also extremely expensive to have the flexibility and be prepared for it because you need the cables. If you want to run gen lock, you need an extension port or the extension box. If you want, a lot of those things where they can be really convenient to have, like even the plate I have on there from Tilta, like gives me run stop to a Tilta nucleus and it powers it with one cable. It's extremely convenient, but you have to have the cable, which is an $80 cable or something crazy. And you have to have the plate, and the plate's not that expensive, but you get what I'm saying? When you have to have 30 cables and they're all $80 to $150, it's expensive, but the flexibility is really awesome and it can make things really convenient. There's just a difference between the cameras that you almost have to work with to experience because they're so different, and I choose different ones for different shoots. Anytime I get a shoot, it's the first thing that comes to my mind is, when we're doing this, would I rather shoot this on the C70 or would I rather shoot it on the Komodo? And you work to the strength of either camera. And that's been honestly really great. And it's been a bit of a learning experience, but I love both of these cameras. And let's move on to the second reason I bought a Komodo. Reason number 2 is R3D. So the codecs on the C70 are incredible. They have RAW now, and it has so many options. It's really, really convenient. But a lot of companies want R3D, whether that's because it's already a Red production or because their post house is already working with R3D or used to working with it, whatever it is. A lot of people will request the Komodo just because it has R3D and just because it's a red. And that really kind of shoes us into reason number 3, and that's because of the name. Unfortunately, it's true. It's why you see everybody put Red Komodo owner in their Instagram bio or whatever. And I think it's kind of dumb. I mean, it's in mine, go check it out. But it's there for a reason, and that's because it actually does get you work sometimes. If you're gonna be on a production that shot the first 4 days on red and they need you to fill in for one last day, then they don't want you to shoot it on a different camera with a different color science. They want you to just shoot it in R3D, and they want it to look the same, or at least, you know, close. So it just happens. If they need a multicam that's a 3-camera shoot and they need one more guy, then there's your guy with a red and it's all matching and it's easy for post. And unfortunately it matters. I've gotten work from it. I know people that have gotten work from it, people that did the same thing I did and basically bought one because it comes with the name, and people are looking for red operators just the same as people are looking for Canon operators. A lot of my work is still Canon. I would say 75% of my work is still done on the C70 because it's such an incredible camera. But, you know, it gives me another 25% of work to own the red. And I think that that will grow and become more even as I can, you know, get further down the road of owning it. But it's something that I had to take into account when I bought it, and it's something that I'm glad I did because it has given me more work. It's put me on different productions. It's put me on bigger productions. And it's been good to me. It's been a good investment, just the way that the C70 was a great investment for me. So I guess the question is, am I happy with the purchase 6 months later? And I think that I am. It just has some caveats, you know, like I wouldn't sell either one of these cameras unless I had a direct replacement for their specific niche. Like I wouldn't sell the C70 unless a new camera came out that had internal NDs, had good audio ports, had good codecs, those type of things. Where the Komodo, I would do the same thing. I would sell it if I was gonna upgrade to a Raptor or an Alexa Mini. And not saying that I have 30K to drop on those cameras, but I want you to see the comparison of those are very different cameras. And they can mesh just like the C70 and the Red Komodo could be, you know, intermeshed, and you could use a Komodo for run and gun and you could use a C70 for bigger shoots, but they're just different cameras. And I'm glad that I own both of them. And, you know, I think they're both a good option if you're debating between the two. Think about what type of shoots you're doing and what type of shoots you want to be doing, how much crew you have, and go from there. I forgot to shoot an outro. As you can see, things have changed. I'm editing it right now. So I hope you guys learned something from the video. If you did, great. And if you need additional information, have a question, put it in the comments or DM me on Instagram. Either way, I'll get to you as fast as possible and try and answer your question. That's why I started this channel, was just to be able to share my experience and hope that somebody else learns from it and can, you know, move even faster than I did. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.